Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Paradigm Shift. I am so happy to be here with you guys tonight. Thank you for joining, bringing up my co-host, the one, the only, Gene Emerson, without him moosing.
That's right, with the moose. And if you hadn't already catched it, the Crippler took over my TikTok. So if you didn't catch the little hour long of his spiel, which I'm happy if you didn't. Anywho, we're here tonight to talk about PWI's 500. Let's break that stuff down.
Absolutely, my man. Now to bring on the professor of wrestling. Everyone give a warm welcome for Rob Weary.
No, I don't like that cripple talk anymore. Hi. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift, and we're going to talk a lot about wrestling. Oh, I had a bad dream. The cripple talk for an hour. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Someone get that guy some milk.
Scary stuff.
Now,
I got to get 2 boxes of donuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to bring on our next host, if you will.
What up, people?
Look who showed up.
Welcome to the Paradigm. You be quiet. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast. I am the chosen one. I am the one who defeated G to win the Aces of Age, baby.
Please.
I am here despite all the obstacles that went for me wrong tonight. I am here on the Paradigm Shift.
You were going to be wielding that Aces and Eights win like Jericho with the first ever undisputed championship win.
And last but not least, everyone, the founder, the creator of the Paradigm Shift. Give a warm welcome for Josh Haney.
What up, boys? I'm excited to be here once again to shift the paradigm of professional wrestling podcast with 4 of the greatest men on this planet.
And Gene.
Okay, 3 men, Angie.
3 men and a moose.
3 men in the moose.
That sounds like a bad joke.
3 moose and walk into a bar.
4 Americans and 1 moose.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, real quick before we jump in, Facebook user, please click the link above.
Click the link. Let StreamYard give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook profile. I promise you they won't sell you nothing from China or hack into your account illegally or send you any kind of magic beanstalk beans or seeds, whatever they're doing these days.
They'll just send you gold. Baby.
Real
Josh,
quick,
take it away.
If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, because I was looking at our anchor today and we're being listened to a lot on Apple Podcasts, please go ahead and drop that 5-star rating.
5-star.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah. We have to turn around and not do the the 10 chance. We'll be doing 5.
Also, if you are a fan of this show, please go support us on Anchor and help us grow, help us become bigger and better. Please do that. If you watch,
help Gene buy a new T-shirt.
Yeah, Gene needs this shirt.
He wears the same one every show.
Every show
is the same one.
I know I'm always in a Bullet Club, but at least it's a different Bullet Club each time.
But Gene, don't worry about it. Adam Cole is very proud of you.
Yes, that's right.
One day, Adam Cole is going to tweet the show and be like, Gene, I see you.
Yes, that's right.
We're just going to have to turn him into the main host if that happens.
Gene will go wild.
No.
Gene will go wild if that happens. He'll go wild. He wouldn't know what to do.
All right. So
I know what I would do
let's jump right in to this week's show with everyone's favorite segment.
Can I do it? I'm so glad I did that. Yes.
That is the greatest thing you've done for this show.
You got to press the button today.
wait.
You got to press the button.
I wait all week to hear those like 7 seconds of that. It's so great. It's amazing. Okay, we're done.
That makes. If you're so proud of that, that makes one of us. So.
And here is the question of the week. This is the first fantasy question that I have not come up with. So, Mr. Brandon, take it away, sir.
Well, my fantasy question of the week, and it's not really nothing extravagant, but which AEW title do you think will change hands next, and who will be the guy holding that title? Josh, you're first.
So this one to me is pretty easy. I think it's going to be the women's title. Britt showed this week that she's healthy. I think Britt Baker is about to resume that feud with Sheeta. I know they're kind of hinting at another Nyla feud. It's too soon to put the belt back on Nyla. I think it needs to be held by someone else. I love Nyla as a champion. Don't get me wrong. I think she was amazing. I think she really helped get the division a bump. But I think it's time for Britt Baker to hold gold around that waist.
I agree.
She's healthy, and I think that's what's next.
I agree.
I think Will just wants to see Britt Baker on TV.
That too. That too.
She's a proud Adam Cole supporter too.
But she's doing her thing though.
Yeah,
man.
gee, I wonder why she's an Adam Cole supporter. Yeah,
But she's doing it. But to give Josh some credence, she is doing her thing though. I mean,
Yeah.
let's not act like
Yeah.
let's act like she's not. You know, she's not performing. She is performing, and
Yeah.
she's doing it both on a. She's doing it both on. She's doing it on a mic, and now she's showing she's healthy. She's gonna do it in the ring.
I have to agree with Josh on that one. 110%. That to me would be the title that I would assume would be changing hands, and I would agree with Josh saying that it would be Britt Baker. So, whomever's next, whoever wants to step in and take the next, take this question, go right ahead.
Rob, you're the only one left, bud.
Okay. In the real fantasy world, it will be the women's title. Whether it's Baker, I don't think Baker's 100% yet. That's why they did cinematic in that match with the tooth and nail match.
But she'll be 100% by Revolution.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, it's true. My personal opinion. You can see it in my name right there. Hashtag MJF was robbed. I really believe that MJF should be the AEW World Champion right now because, as he put it so eloquently earlier tonight, Dictator John had to cheat.
What's up, Pierce?
And had to use the paradigm shift in the match. But hey, that's what that.
It's not cheating if you don't get caught.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
Mr. New England Patriot.
but
All right, Mr. New England Patriot.
yeah.
Hey, they got to keep their rings too, didn't they?
Bro.
Yeah.
We're not going to.
I don't like it.
Just don't get him near an air pump. So there you go.
So I'm going to say this, and warning, this is a spoiler alert.
Oh.
So if you need to skip over this for like 2 seconds, do so now. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
In fact, I am. I think it'll be the TNT title. Wait for it. Miro. Ladies and gentlemen, Miro is now all elite. And I think it's going to be him.
The best man. The best man, Miro.
The best man, Miro.
That's right.
But that was a good one. That was a good one. I don't see Miro getting the belt yet. He will hold it.
He's clearly the best man for the job.
I told you this when we were talking earlier. I've wanted to see Rusev versus Luke for the longest time. That was a match I wanted to see in WWE that they would never make happen. So Miro versus Brody Lee, and these characters, I don't know. I mean, like we said, we haven't really seen Miro. I think he's going to thrive. I think he's going to do really well.
Yep.
Brody Lee is thriving in AEW. So now that they're able to do what they want and be them, I think it's going to be an amazing match.
To put my 2 cents on this, you have a guy that can talk, and you have a guy that has held, if you will, he held the United States. He's held mid-card championship material. So basically, you have a guy that could run with that TNT title and could take it all the way. I honestly believe that.
Pierce, our fan Roots.
Pierce, no.
Pierce.
I think the AEW World Champion should be the Canadian
Get the good stuff out of the vape pen. Get the good stuff out of the vape pen. Don't even do it.
The Moose and the Chiefs.
Yes,
I agree with this 100%. 100%.
With the right booking.
I mean, if that was shown with Rusev Day, he was so over in WWE. He just killed it. And then it was shown again tonight when he debuted, and they were chanting Miro Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
And let me do my best Aiden English impression here. It's Miro Day.
And that's how you get muted right there. Pierce Austin, our guest, also says it's Gene Day, baby.
No, it's never Gene Day. No, it's never Gene Day. No, it can't be. No.
All right, since we're already jumping into it, let's just.
Good evening.
No,
Thank you for tuning in.
Slap me in the face with that thing.
Hello, I'm Chet Setterfield.
He just slapped me in the face with that. He just slapped me in the face with that beginning of the segment.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, it's their world. Well, we're just living in it. So.
All right, we've already jumped into it a little bit, but AEW All Out was this Saturday. Lots of things going on around this pay-per-view. Lots of comments and drama. I will say that I agree with a lot of what has been said, that it was probably AEW's weakest pay-per-view so far, by far. They had a lot of incidents. The Matt Hardy botch was a big deal. We'll discuss that in a second. But then you also had
the coming out party for lovely Kenny Omega, the cleaner. We're finally going to get the right Omega. It's about time.
But no, then you had God, all I can think of is his name in WWE, Evan Bourne, but it's not.
Matt Sydal.
Matt Sydal. That botch that he had, man, he made Brock Lesnar's moonsault look like the best moonsault in the world. Like, I don't know what was on his shoe or what happened, but like I didn't get to watch it all out because I was working, but I went back and watched a clip of that, and it was a brutal, brutal fall.
Can somebody say Jesus take the wheel, please, on that? Because that botch, that was like
Lordy. That was all. That could have been bad. That could have been Sid Vicious licking his leg bad.
Yeah, it could have been. He got very lucky on how he landed, and the fact that there was someone right there next to him.
Yep.
They gave him the best spot of all. He got the Joker card. He comes out on a high note. He's ready to go. He's airing for the spot, and then it just.
What it was. This is breaking news. I'm getting it through my headphones right now. Somebody forgot to put a wet floor sign down. That's what it was. Someone forgot to put
Who?
the caution sign up.
Who forgot to wipe down the ropes? That's my question.
It was
somebody
MJF.
forgot to wipe down the ropes. No.
Yep.
He was
Breaking
busy.
news. MJF forgot to clean the ropes because he is a rookie.
That would be Wardlow's job. That wouldn't be
Yeah.
MJF's. That would be Wardlow's job.
That or the lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer. Yeah.
Also coming out of All Out, Matt Hardy had a very, very scary bot.
Man.
Missed the table and hit his head, and AEW had their first X thrown up in a match, and the match ended, and then about 5 minutes later, it was restarted. They're getting a lot of feedback on this. Tony Khan is getting some negative comments. Vince Russo had to put in his freaking 2 cents.
Oh my gosh.
No. Need to shut his damn mouth.
We can't say bad about Vince Russo because we have a fellow guy that's part of his network. We gotta say all good.
We're not part of the network. I can talk bad about him all I want. Fuck Russo.
But and at the end of the day,
Bill.
Now, to be in all fair though, can we really rename All Out to being like botch Omania? Because that's pretty much what it came to. Like there were just match after match after match that was just like.
Peter, gotta be protecting it. No, I'm sorry, but Vince Russo just needs to shut up.
Overall, this was not.
Wait a minute. You want to shut up Vince Russo? You want to shut up Jim Cornette too? You want to shut up Bruce Pritchard? You want to shut up Eric Bischoff?
Yeah. Well, no, I like Eric Bischoff. I like Eric Bischoff.
Can't
The other one, I just feel they're stuck in a time that's not coming back. That's my biggest issue with those guys that you just listed. Is I feel like they're stuck in a time, and you could throw McMahon into there too, that they're stuck in a time that's not coming back in professional wrestling. The business has changed. It's going to keep changing, and you're just going to have to deal with it. Talking shit on it's not going to change that.
Right.
I will.
But in response to what you just said, these men are entitled to an opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I speak my opinion on here all the time.
Because they're speaking on their own platforms.
You're right,
So
and that's
you
fine.
have the right to have that right to an opinion.
Yeah, and that's fine, and they've made good money doing it. But I also have the freedom to speak my opinion, and my opinion is
that we accept and we're okay with your opinion. But no, in everything that's going on with All Out, this the biggest thing to be said about this. Yes, Matt Hardy wanted to continue to go on. He wanted to, live like everybody else, all for the show, continue on. But when he got hit that first time, it should have just been ended. It should have just stopped. They should have just called it a no contest and went. But then they said no. He said no. I'm good. We can continue on, knowing all too well that there's going to be another high spot. If he had a slip, then would that be liability on Matt Hardy? Then you're now putting liability on the company.
Yep.
Does AEW at this point need a liability like that this early in the game? They don't.
Nope.
So you got to stop thinking about. It's great to think about yourself and think about the heyday, yes, but you got to think about the company as well.
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with this. I mean, the doctor cleared him. It wasn't just Matt saying, I'm good. The doctor cleared him of all the concussion protocol, which means he was cleared to wrestle. So I
get where it all is, but that's what we're getting down to is the liability would state yet again, Matt, and then the company, and then here you go, you get this. And does AEW need this right now? No.
So what
Okay.
the real question is, do we feel like maybe the doctor should have evaluated him a little more, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit better, considering
Absolutely.
Matt's past injury history and his age? Maybe there should have been further evaluation.
I would agree with that.
Should have Matt been in the ring in the first place?
True, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Hardy Boys fan. Don't get me wrong, but Matt, man, poor guy, has seen his better days.
Mm-hmm.
And he really
He's
has.
had bad luck in AEW. I will give that.
He's had
He's
shit
had
luck in
Bad
AEW.
luck. He debuted to a empty arena. Blood and Guts was canceled. Then he gets busted open, and now this. Like, he's had bad luck. I'm hoping that this reset will kind of refresh Matt, let him get 100% healthy, and I think with his speech tonight, he kind of let on that he has more than just the concussion. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
there's something else there. So I think get healthy, spend some time with the family, come back, do a few more matches, some really good not Hardy Boy matches, but Matt Hardy matches. Because I guarantee you we could still get the matches we were getting from Matt 4 or 5 years ago in Impact. I know he still has a few of those matches in him. So go get healthy, come back, do a 6-month run, and then retire with the honor that man deserves.
Yep.
Here's the thing, though. I don't see Matt Hardy holding any kind of AEW title unless it's a tag.
I agree. He may hold TNT. It won't be long if he does.
I don't, because
I
the only way I see him holding that TNT title is if they make it to like a 24/7 title thing. It just change hands every other.
I think they put it on him just to say that he's held it.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's like me and Will were trying to say a while ago. He has had better days. The sun is set.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can do about it. He's a phenomenal wrestler. Always will be in the history as being so. But that time's gone. AEW has proven that it is a young man's game. And he's not a young man anymore. In the 90s, he would have thrived. He would have thrived there. But
He left the E because of the position he wanted to put him in, because the E sees it. The E saw it.
Yeah.
That he's not what he used to be in the ring, but he can still bring younger talent up. But he didn't want to do that because he thought he wasn't ready for it. Hopefully he sees that now and can adjust his game. Long enough, because like Josh was saying, 6 months, get on out of there. So, but that's his role now, to help people in the back, the young guys that over.
Just because he leaves camera, I don't think he'll be leaving. I think he would become a coach for them. But moving on, staying with the AEW thing, we kind of discussed this, but Miro debuted tonight as the best man in Kip Sabian's wedding. It was an awesome debut. He gave an amazing promo, basically told Vince McMahon to take his brass ring and shove it up his ass.
Yeah, he did that. That was great.
It was really, really good. It showed everything that we all saw in Rusev in the E that he never got to really run with. I'm excited to see Miro's run. I think it was said back in one of the comments by Piers that if it's done right and they build him correctly, like Miro could, right here, with right booking, Miro will be the main event player for years to come. That's totally true. He's got a huge following now on Twitch, which is a big deal. And I don't know if anybody else noticed it, and this will kind of take us in. Well, I'll say it in a second. What does everybody else think about Miro's debut tonight?
I thought it was phenomenal. I thought he came out with a bang, set the tone. Maybe his line is going to feel some repercussions of what he said. Yes, that doesn't hurt my feelings any. But as far as him coming out and making a statement and showing that he's going to be here for the long haul, it was great. Great. Probably my favorite promo he's done so far.
Yeah.
Only because he's got that freedom.
I can't see. Go ahead there. Will.
My only issue with all of this is when is AEW going to step up to the forefront and be its own company? Right now, you sort of kind of got kind of like the San Antonio Spurs and the Atlanta Hawks, because when you look at the San Antonio Spurs with Greg Popovich, the Hawks run the same system. The Hawks run the same thing. They're like the Atlanta Hawks are like San Antonio Spurs East. Same thing that's going on with WWE and AEW. You got all of these WWE guys running over there. At some point, you're going to have to step up to the forefront. Stop being the second coming of WWE or WWE 2. Stand up in your own forefront. Put your own guys over. Stop it. You got to stop it. Maybe not right now. Because you're not in that spot to do it. But at some point, you got to do it. Because if you don't, fans, we see it now. And eventually, they're going to have to do it.
Testify there, brother. No, I was just I was hearing the words of the preacher man, and I was just saying, testify, dear brother.
Well, I know.
Hallelujah.
Give to the building fund.
Give to the building fund. I know
That's
Josh
right.
is dying to speak. Josh, go ahead. Pop your bubble.
Meet me at the annex.
I'm going to get called a fanboy for what I have to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think that's total bullshit because no other company gets called out like AEW is getting called out for using WWE talent. We don't say, hey, that's the MLW guy. We don't say, hey, that's an Impact guy. We don't say we don't do it to the extent that it is done right now with WWE guys, with the AEW.
You don't think it was done back in the heyday of TNA with Jeff Hardy and Sting and Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
I bit my lip while y'all had y'all's rant. Let me finish what I want to say.
All right.
Let the man finish.
Let the man go. Let the man go, guys.
Damn. He's trying to give to the building fund. Hush.
Give to the building fund. Meet me at the annex.
So, I'm not saying I don't think this is a TNA rebirth. They are building their guys. You have Darby Allin getting built up. You have other guys. Ricky Starks is starting to take a build. He's not WWE. There are guys building up. They're obviously building up Kip Sabian and putting them next to Miro, who is recognized. But you have to have guys who have been established somewhere hold your title. They're not even a year old yet. They're still building. Everybody forgets that they are just about to hold the 1-year anniversary of Dynamite next month.
That's true.
This is still a new company. They are still building it up. They have to take time. Their guys have to build up. Everyone is getting better. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are a great example. They have gotten so much better in this past year than they were when they came in as just two indie guys. And that's a great example is what we're about to discuss. Last year, Jungle Boy was in 200 on PWI. This year, he's in the top 100 in the 90s. Like, they are growing their guys. It takes time. You have to build these guys up. You got to grow the company around something. And I'm sorry, but when 90% of the talent is WWE, you have to pull from WWE. And just because they take these guys and build them into something better and do what these guys wanted to do in the E doesn't mean that they're just WWE like. They are giving us better storylines. There's more excitement. You get more surprises. Like, I'm sorry, but right now, even compared to NXT, AEW is the best product on TV, and I don't see anything that WWE is doing that's going to change that anytime soon. Because all they're doing is regurgitating the same crap that they have been for years.
But my issue, why do you have an event and everybody who's holding the belt? Again, I understand what you're saying. Can we get one person? One person?
And you will.
You could have got it, like Rob was saying. MJF could have. He should technically. Really? He should have won.
We all knew that he wasn't going to win. We all called that last week. We're all going to be, y'all all going to be butthurt that he didn't win when we called it last week that he wasn't going to win to build it up better.
I just want to see someone homegrown do their thing in AEW. That's what I want to see. That's all I'm saying.
It will happen.
Think about this, though. Think about this. Other than MJF, who, as far as in that homegrown group, sticks out as champion?
The only person.
He's the only person.
But that's their fault.
But
it's not. It takes time.
Hold on, Josh. If you threw it on MJF right now, you would ruin yourself for the next 10 years because he's your only established champion from your own product. The coronavirus, if it did anything good, it gave AEW talent. It gave AEW talent. Vince McMahon is probably kicking himself in the ass right now because he had to let some of the talent go. Granted, WWE had too much talent. They were overstocked. They knew it. So this was a blessing in disguise for AEW. Now, when it comes to being your own product, it's very hard to mold something new around something that has been a dominant established company for what? 50 years, 60 years, a long ass time. And like Josh also said, this is a brand new company still. This is only 1 year. So I think within the next 5 years, AEW, if they continue doing what they're doing right now, will be pumping out talent out the wazoo, and WWE will be scratching their head thinking, guys, what can we do to top AEW? Right now, they're not at that level, I don't think. Are they sweating it a little bit with NXT? Sure. WWE made a very smart move putting NXT on Tuesday nights. That's going to boost their ratings tremendously, and they're going to
Is that been made permanent?
That is going to be permanent. That is going to be permanent.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a smart investment move. You can't knock them for that. They lost the Wednesday Night Wars, hands down. AEW smoked that ass. But moving that to Tuesday was an investment move. However, like I said, this is still a brand new company. Time is everything. Your champions have to be established champions because you're still building. No one wants to watch Jungle Boy throw around fucking John Moxley. Nobody wants to see that. You're not going to see that. It's not. You can't think that.
But they are giving us those little tidbits. They did give us Jungle Boy versus Moxley, and it was a great match. They gave us Moxley versus Darby Allin. Again, great match. And you asked Brandon, other than MJF, who would be the one guy? He's not there yet, but Darby Allin is right on that cusp of being right there to be a title holder.
If
Maybe
they
not
had
the AEW championship, but
if they had some type of mid card championship, like I'm just saying, I would hope they would name it differently. They had like a United States title, Intercontinental title. Darby Allin would hold that title.
yes,
It's not a doubt in my mind.
Man, that's what I want to see.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I
in
mean,
the
to me,
way
I
they
feel like they
built
already
up,
have too many titles. They didn't need the TNT title.
in the way they built up the TNT title, it's not a mid card. It's got this weird like just below the chair.
Yeah,
like
it's
Would you say it was kinda like-
supernova?
Would you say it was kind of like the Legends title back in TNA?
Yeah.
no, I mean
It's like the
it's a
hardcore title.
television title. It's a television,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they've added so much prestige to it. It is basically sits right underneath the AEW championship. I mean, the person who holds it is always they're unranked because they're a champion. So,
Well, see,
they're always got that number 2 spot.
They messed up by starting it off and putting it on Cody. That was their mistake.
Yeah.
I didn't think it at the time. I thought it was a good move, but
it looked great, right? But now they're sitting back thinking long term. Well, shit, we've accidentally done something we didn't intend to do.
Yeah.
If you wanted it to be a TV title, great. You hold that title on Dynamite, and that's the only time you ever get to see that title's on Dynamite. You may get the odd pay-per-view. That's how you're supposed to do a TV title. Is like that's on TV. That's the title that you're going to see on TV. So that your heavyweight champion doesn't have to be the heavyweight champion on every freaking show showing off that title, then because he can show up at those big main card pay-per-views and sell his title. That's what you want.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. With the TNT title, you could still do that. You could still pull the prestige by taking a Brody Lee and having a great Brody Lee versus Darby Allin turn, where Darby Allin is your face, Brody Lee's technically your heel. Build that. You can do that. These things can be built. But it was like the Elite said when they first started this whole adventure, that they weren't going to push themselves over, that they were going to use themselves on a way to get other talent over. Now it's been a year. They have sat back. They have got other talent over. Now it's their time. It is their time. You're going to see probably the Young Bucks be NWA or AEW tag team champions. You're going to see Kenny Omega be the Kenny Omega, the cleaner, the champion. That's coming. And that's what we're going to get. Then you can start saying your homegrown guys are holding their titles, but they need the infusion of these other guys who are established, who have a name, to get their brand over. It's good brand marketing. You take somebody from another brand and they go, oh, they can hold my brand. And that leads into what also is in the news, where Lana is going to be her in the boat, the best of all time. And then with the third-party deals, you have guys like, let's use it, Rusev. He's got a Twitch account. He's big on Twitch. And now WWE's telling all these other people who are big on TikTok, big on Twitch, big on everything, you got to shut all that stuff down because it's not beneficial. Well,
what he was basically saying is they've got to represent the brand in a positive message. And what in reading Vince's statement, it kind of came off as he's going to develop a WWE channel on Twitch, and that's only going to be what they're able to use.
Stupid.
That is really stupid. And I'm sorry, people like Austin Creed are not going to – he's not. And Paige also announced this week all she did was change it to her legal name, which – supposedly, Vince has said WWE owns too, which I'm sorry, I'm no business lawyer, but as an independent contractor, there's no way that you can own my name. And I still, even as an independent contractor, I don't know if you can tell me what I can and can't be on as far as social media.
It's all in the fine print.
As long as you I heard something different. I heard that if you do it under your own name, you're fine.
Well, it's come out in both ways. The original thing that was said is Vince said, even if you use your real name, we own that. That's what he said originally. Then Stephanie came out and said, oh, no, we can't own your real name. We own your character. Yep. We can't own the name of your real person. So WWE is going to get in some kind – like there's going to be more news about this. Like there's going to be some wrestler who pushes it and doesn't close it or whatever.
Well, look at Ronda Rousey. You can't really tell me that Ronda Rousey is not Ronda Rousey because that's her name.
Yeah.
That was her character name as well in the WWE. Where do you go from there with that, right? She's gone on these third-party platforms as well. So – what do you do then?
Well, and I mean, you look at these wrestlers who are making serious money off of Cameo. I don't see them being happy with taking that away. These guys I realize they make good money in the WWE. They pay them a good paycheck. But as as performers and celebrities to an extent, you have to extend your platforms. You have to be out there. And I was going to say this. It felt like me tonight. Again, AEW was getting in those digs because they had multiple wrestlers mention their Twitch accounts. And Miro even kind of made a, "Oh, I'm on Twitch. You can't be" comment.
Yeah.
And so this is one of those things I think Vince is pushing a little too far. Like,
Yep.
The way
And the
I
real-
read
and
it, the way I think about it, he's just upset he's not getting a cut.
that's exactly what it is. That's 100% what it is that he realizes that guys like Paige, Miro, Austin Creed, they're making really good money off their Twitch pages at this point.
Yeah.
And the same with these guys who are on Cameo and TikTok. Like, Gene, congratulations, Gene, by the way. Gene just got his live on TikTok. That's a big deal.
Yay.
So Gene knows, like, you work for that. But when you do and you make it on TikTok, you can make a really good money off of TikTok. And it goes for all of these third-party platforms, and these guys have got to push themselves for a life after wrestling. What are they going to do? Most of them don't have anything else. They've devoted their whole life to this. So they've got to have another avenue. And I give a clap to Miro because he's one of the biggest guys on Twitch now. And, like, he could have retired and never wrestled again and been perfectly fine. So I think WWE's stupid for this one. I think it's going to come back to bite him in the ass.
Well, before we change the subject, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend, my boy, Rico Wild Lee. While we were in New Orleans, guys, and I didn't really share this, but I went on a little small vacation in New Orleans over the weekend, and my friend Rico Wild Lee woke up and his TikTok had 25,000 followers.
Congratulations. I love Rika's TikTok. That man is hilarious.
He is moving on up. So, Josh, if you don't mind, I'm going to take the reins real quick. I have a special announcement I meant to do at the beginning of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been now. I know I'm like a few weeks behind, but I don't know if you guys watched the news, but there's this massive hurricane called Laura.
Yeah.
And she totally disrupted my whole giveaway plans. And I said I was going to do it guys, when Laura came, she took out not only the electricity, she took out the phone service. She was a bad, bad monster. However, we are all restored now. And I want to go ahead and announce that we have finally a winner for the $25 Outback Steakhouse gift card. Miss Betty Pack from West Virginia.
Congratulations, Betty.
Congratulations.
Major Harris back in the day.
Congratulations. You are our $25 Outback Steakhouse gift card winner. I will be getting in touch with you via Paradigm Shift. Look in your Facebook Messenger, and I will get all the details needed. Thank you, and congratulations.
Brandon will slide into your DMs and
I'll slide into your DMs.
Slide into your DMs.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, as they say in the new 2020, we slide into the DMs.
That's right.
So, moving to tonight's main topic, our plan was to break down the whole 100, or the top 100 PWI. But as we usually do, we kind of dove into news, and it leads into other things. And we got into some rants there. And AEW rocks, Will. I don't care what you say. No, I'm just.
I mean, you know, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just wish that we'll see them, you know.
Yeah.
You will.
I don't hate them, though. I don't hate them. I just wish they would progress
When
further with their own
they grow from the little flower, we will get what we want. Well, we just be patient.
Exactly.
So we do.
Yes, yes.
Right now, we paint the fence and wax the floor.
But in lieu of that, we're going to break down PWI's top 50. Who made the list? You're on the list.
You just made the list.
He's
All right,
actually on
so-
the list.
Yes, he is. So we're going to do this in breaking down 10 at a time. So from 50 to 40, you have Ultimo Guerrero, Jonathan Gresham, Randy Orton, Go Shizuki. Yes, I probably massacred that.
Nope.
Johnny Gargano,
Not that good.
Matt Taven, Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, Sawama, Baron Corbin, and Hiro Takahashi. That one didn't come off my tongue right.
Hiromu Takahashi.
So-
Yes.
On this, of these 10, a few stand out to me. I really got to say it's pretty amazing in his career that Rey Mysterio was 43 on the list. Man is still doing it. He's another one that, like we were talking with Matt Hardy, has definitely lost a step. He's not the same guy we know, but he's also not out there doing crazy stunts either.
Yeah, you've seen an adjustment in his game.
He has.
Over the years.
He has.
He's not that who's that jumping out of the sky anymore.
No.
You only get him coming off the ropes with the dime drop every so often now.
Yeah,
like
right.
he saves that.
It's so
I was
crazy.
kind of shocked Randy Orton 48.
That's what I was going to say. Is I'm just mind screwed that he's higher in the rankings than Randy Orton.
Yeah, that throws me. That really
That
throws
doesn't
me.
make sense to me.
That throws
Okay,
me.
so I'm just going to give you a little play-by-play here. So this was last year's PW 500, and Randy Orton was number 38 on this one last year.
I will say this. In the time, Rob, refresh me. When was the time they were judging?
The evaluation period ran from July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020.
So Randy took a pretty good vacation, right?
Yep.
He did have
Right around that time. And then he didn't have any really big storylines going into this new year. And
Right.
then COVID hit, and no one was really getting a good push. But now he's getting pushed. I think this will change. On the flip side of that, Rey Mysterio has kind of been in the main event picture in some way or form since January.
And I'm gonna give you this. Last year, Rey Mysterio, what was he got 43? He went up 10 points because last year he was 53. So that just tells you.
So okay, where was Joey Gargano ranked last year?
Johnny? Yeah.
Johnny
Johnny
Gargano.
Not Johnny. I meant Johnny. My bad.
I'm going to say while Gene looks that up from last year, I'm going to say this. I want to give props in the Japanese style to Hiromu Takahashi, the time bomb of New Japan Pro Wrestling, coming back and having that good of a showing and being ranked that high after coming back from a broken neck
Yeah.
that he suffered at the G1 last year. Yes.
I remember when that happened last year.
To answer your question there, Brandon, he was number 6 last year. Johnny Gargano was.
Wow.
Wow.
He's 46 this year.
Talk about a
40-point drop.
Wow.
He was out. Wasn't he out with injury for a good period of time?
I think he was just out. He was. I mean, you look at the time period from last time. Right at the end of there, he was battling for the. He was Mr. Triple Crown in NXT around the beginning of 2019 that he had won the NXT Championship and the North American title.
And then after that, they tried to do his WWE main run, which floundered.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
So Baron Corbin at 41. He's your
Way
king of
too
the
high.
ring.
Way too high.
I mean,
I'm not a Baron Corbin fan at all. So.
I'm not either. But this guy has been on TV probably more than anybody on the roster, I would think. He was your king of the ring.
Yep.
He was probably the most hated person in WWE for the shit that he pulled. Dumped dog food chili on Roman Reigns. I mean,
Yeah.
For him to be 41, it's just a little bit too high.
Is there anybody in this 10 that you just feel is should not even be in the top 50?
Baron Corbin.
Well,
Baron Corbin.
I'm saying though, not you. You say he should be something higher.
No, I think he should be lower.
No, I'm saying the question I'm asking is someone who should have not been in the top 50 at all should be 51 or higher.
Oh.
Mine for that is Bobby Lashley. I'm not a fan. I don't think he's done anything really memorable or great in WWE. And I compare this to the Walking Armageddon in TNA. He was so dominant, so awesome, so badass in TNA. And WWE will not let him go there, will not let him be that character. And I don't agree with him being in the top 50 at all.
Well, for me, it's Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio should be somewhere in the 60s, I believe.
My only thing with Bobby, you can't blame Bobby for that.
No, I'd agree with you there, Brandon. Go ahead there, bro.
You can't, but you can't hold that against Bobby because Bobby's just doing what is given.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
You're not wrong there. I just you're not wrong. All right, moving to the next 10. So from 39 to 30, you have Pac, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kevin Owens, KTO.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try that one because I'm going to
Kiyomiya. Kaito Kiyomiya.
Yes. Kiyomiya. Yeah.
Finn Balor, Bandito, Adam Page, Daniel Bryan, PCO, Tommaso Ciampa.
Wow.
This group right here is some big names who have all been much hot. And I think a good handful of these guys have all been in the top 10. I know Daniel Bryan has, Finn Balor has, Kevin Owens has, and I think Pac, when he was wrestling as Neville, made it to the top 10 at one point.
Tommaso Ciampa last year was 13, so.
See,
wow.
Injuries, man.
Yes.
Injuries.
Yeah.
That's Tommaso's. Tommaso could be number one on this list if he wasn't so injury prone.
Yep.
Like Tommaso, I love Tommaso. I think he is up there. He is not MJF heel, but he is that like just evil heel. Just sadistic, and I love it. I can't get enough of it from Ciampa, and he could easily be number one and be the face of the company. But he's injury ridden. Like he just
same with Balor was 19 last year. So
well, I think you're going to see a huge jump in Balor's score next year, considering he's now the NXT champion.
Yep.
Balor, other than Tommaso Ciampa was probably the only one I was scratching my head on.
Yeah.
He just didn't do much during this grading period. Again,
he didn't, but we all know he's better than that.
Yep.
I will say I think Pac at 39 is truly it's kind of pushing it because you got to remember the man hasn't been able to wrestle since February. So he missed 4 months of the grading period, and I realize they're weighing in on COVID and how it affected what they would have been doing. But that's a gift to Pac to be 39, considering he hasn't been on anything memorable in 7 months.
True that.
Pack
Right.
last year was 66.
Yeah.
Wow.
And don't get me wrong. If Pac had wrestled this whole time, he could probably be in the top 20. But
Mhm.
I think that's a gift to him to be 39 and do it. He's amazing. And I can't wait to see him back in AEW. But
So speaking of top 20, that's oh wow, we're getting in there.
so Roderick Strong,
Wow.
Jay White, Andrade, Shinsuke, Walter, Kento Mihara, Aleister Black, Maxwell Jacob, Will Ospreay, and Jacob Fatu. So this top 20 is the future of wrestling. This list right here is the other than Shinsuke, like he was, but the rest of these names have a bright future in wrestling. Jacob Fatu is the MLW World Champion. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, we all know he's been talked about enough on this episode.
Yep. Well, you look at
Rob's right. He got robbed.
I just
you look at Aleister Black last year was 34, and Shinsuke Nakamura was 31. So they're getting a big push. You can definitely tell there's something there that they have done because they moved themselves up a lot in the rank.
I'm happy to see that because this is getting screwed for a long
But this is where I hate. Walter last year was 14, and this is brings him down, which I don't see.
Wow.
Well, I would say again, COVID affected that. COVID shut down all UK wrestling, so there has been absolutely nothing.
But here's the thing, though. Walter is German. He is pretty much with the German promotion. The knock against Walter is he doesn't like to travel outside of Europe.
I heard
they could have really used him. They could have really used him with NXT and really to bring that NXT UK title there during COVID. But because, like we said, because of COVID, he wasn't traveling.
Right.
And that's.
But I'm kind of happy for Shinsuke because I thought for the longest time they was really screwing with him. Really screwing with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. And the thing that's hard for any wrestler coming into WWE is if you don't speak really good English, it is really hard to get over. Like, I mean, Asuka and Shinsuke both were so dominant in NXT. Amazing. Great runs, both of them.
And they both won the Royal Rumble the year that they debuted.
But then they didn't really speak a lot on NXT. The way Triple H runs his show, they were able to get over without spending a lot of time on the mic. Vince doesn't do that. Vince expects you, if you're going to be a top guy, you got to be a talker. He'd rather you be a good talker and a poor worker than vice versa.
Right.
Yeah. So real quick.
Hence why Baron Corbin is so highly regarded there. Baron Corbin can talk, but
just can't work.
Real quick, Gene, look up, see what Andrade was right last year.
Okay, no problem.
That's one I don't agree with.
Me neither. I feel like he's contributed a pretty good bit this year.
Oh no, I think he's too high. I think he should be higher.
Should be lower. You think he should be higher or lower, Josh?
I think he should be
higher. PCO was 71 last year, and now he's up there. So, 71. And same with Roger Strong was 82.
PCO, you got to remember during this check time, he was ROH champion at one point.
That's true.
So that's a big deal.
He won the championship at their biggest event.
Yeah.
At ROH's biggest event, Final Battle.
Yeah. I tell you, the one I love from this list is number 20. Jacob Fatu is killing it as MLW champion. He's killing it as the leader.
Here's a little nugget, just a tidbit. Our little boy MJF was last year 135.
Wow. Look at that. From 100, he jumped 100 and 12 spots, man. That's insane.
Now you
I'm
guys
really-
ready
I'm-
to dive into the top 20?
All right, top 20. Here we go. Number 19, Braun Strowman.
Too high.
18, Rush. I agree. Kota Ibushi, Bray Wyatt, Nick Aldis, Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega, Brock Lesnar, Keith Lee, AJ Styles. The only one of these 10 that I don't agree with is Braun Strowman. That's too high. I realize that well, in this time he was never champion. Well, no, he did have it for 2 months at this point. So that's probably what got him that number. Gene, when you find it, tell me what Braun Strowman was it last year.
Sure, no problem. I'm just trying to find the Andrade here, if he even made it last year. So
After looking at this for a second time, I thought Nick should be higher.
I think part of that is because NWA Power got shut down.
Yeah, shut down. Yeah.
But you know,
A lot of these guys, like Nick, would probably have been top 10 if Power hadn't had to end.
Braun Strowman, before he was Universal, was Intercontinental and USA, right?
Yeah.
So that's
holding all three of those titles in the time that they're evaluating. That's why he's there.
And here's. Go ahead. Then I'll make my point.
The only one I don't agree with that should not even be in the top 20 is number 12, Brock Lesnar.
Man shouldn't even make.
I agree with you.
Man shouldn't even be on the fucking list.
He should not be on the list. Absolutely, you should show up and wrestle to be on this list.
And I know the stipulation is they only had to wrestle 7 matches in the time frame. Sorry.
Bullshit.
Brock Lesnar is not a wrestler. He is a man chasing a paycheck.
That is
pretty much.
I don't disagree with you one bit. I don't disagree.
All right. I will say
here's the one. Let me make one point on Nick Aldis. I want you to, if you look at this list and you look at every person that was a champion on this list, Nick Aldis was the only person, as far as I can see, that was a champion in this entire evaluation period. Nick Aldis has been NWA World Champion since October 21st, 2018.
Yeah.
He is coming close to 2 years as the NWA champion. And for that not to give him a top 10 status is
it's BS.
Criminal.
And go back and look at his matches with Tim Storm. Just those alone.
I 100% agree. Nick Aldis is amazing, and I agree with you too, Will. Those matches with Tim Storm on Power.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, if you want to watch, if you need a match to show someone and to be like, what is professional wrestling?
Yeah.
That match, right? Any of those matches of him versus Tim Storm.
Nick Aldis last year was 41, by the way.
That's a huge jump. But
Yep.
I agree with Rob. I agree with Will. He should have been top 10. I think Power not airing for the last 7 months killed that. And I think probably some that weighed in on it is NWA going to be around next year? Like, I know what Billy Corgan says. I know what he says, but you never know.
Never know.
You never know.
And the fact he survived Impact to become what he is now.
Yeah. But real quick, I'm going to jump to the top 10. But Keith Lee, AJ Styles in that group are amazing. Keith Lee will probably be in the top 10 next year.
Like David Letterman says, drum roll please for the top 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. 10, AJ Styles. Number 9, Kofi Kingston. 8, Seth Rollins. 7, Cody Rhodes. 6, go ahead, Rob.
Kazuchika Okada.
Josh didn't even try. He didn't even try.
Yes, he gives up. He gives up.
That one I always get wrong, so I'm not even
Always
going to
messes
try.
up on that one. That's his Achilles heel.
Yes.
Number 5.
He has trouble
Number
saying
5.
ramen noodles, too.
Number 5, Tatsuya Naito. I think I got that right.
Tetsuya Naito, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Naito. Tetsuya Naito.
Number 4, Drew McIntyre. Number 3, Chris Jericho. Number 2, Adam Cole. Number 1 is the cover boy, John Moxley, who everybody on this show does not believe should still be champion, except me. and Brandon.
Randy agreed.
John Moxley last year was number 20, so that's a big jump.
MJF was robbed.
But of that top 10,
harder.
Straight robbed.
Of that top 10, I can't think of anybody on that doesn't deserve to be there. They've all had great careers, great last years. I think you'll see a few of these back in the top 10 next year. Of these top 10, who do y'all think has the ability to be number 1 next year?
AJ.
I think AJ's career is on its final fold. I know he just signed. Well, he said that the 5-year deal he signed with WWE was it. He's done after it. That's already been 2 years, so he's only got 3 years left. So he could start pulling back and doing less stuff.
And if you heard, I think it was an interview done with the Young Bucks. We weren't going to see.
It wasn't just going to be.
It was. We were going to have a Bullet Club reunion in AEW because Anderson and Gallows were going, and AJ was going too. That was it. That was the latest word from the Young Buck. But then Gallows and Anderson signed 5-year deals for a whole lot of money since Vince didn't want them to sign with AEW, and then. He basically called Anderson or basically called AJ, called the Bucks and says, look, they gave me Anderson and Gallows money. So and it was because of you. So thanks a lot, guys.
But I'd say the one person that might make a resurgence on that list is probably going to be Kenny Omega this year.
Yeah,
if he gets that cleaner run, then that's going to be where the anticipous change will be.
So if I had to pick a top 10 right now, that should be number 1. Chris Jericho is my guy.
I mean,
if I had to take anybody off of the top 10, and I'm probably going to catch some heat over this, Cody Rhodes.
What?
Yep, I agree.
I don't feel Cody Rhodes deserves to be in the top 10. I really don't.
Do you feel he hasn't wrestled enough?
I don't feel – so hear me out. I think what he's done for the wrestling community is great. We have AEW. Do I feel like he's wrestled enough to be on the top 10?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't. I honestly don't. He may have – don't get me wrong. He's wrestled. But to what caliber matches?
It's quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Yeah. He has his up. Okay. He has his up and downs. Like don't get me wrong, great match against him and Nick Aldis, but then you go watch later on some of those other matches
out of the evaluation period. That doesn't even factor into it.
No,
Cody and Nick Aldis, that doesn't even factor into it. Yeah, it was out of the evaluation period.
Yeah.
In that evaluation period, you got him winning. Again, you got him winning the TNT Championship. You got him losing to MJF, though, losing to Jericho.
Okay. He won the TNT Championship. At what prestige? We've already talked about that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Now that I think about it, I kind of agree with you because in the evaluation period, he lost to Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Never to fight for the title again because of it. He lost to MJF.
Yep.
He had a phenomenal match with Wardlow.
He had a great match with Wardlow. I mean, we all expected him to moonsault off the cage. And he had a good match with Dustin, and that I think would have been an evaluation period.
I believe it was. Well, it was the first. It was the first.
It was July. Yeah.
Yep. So all that collectively It's not enough to be in the top 10.
I
Right.
agree.
I
'Cause
think they're more looking.
The
I feel like
TNT
they gave it more
championship.
because of his position at AEW.
Yeah.
I think they're looking at it more of what he's done for wrestling as a whole this year.
Yeah.
Which, if you put all that on top, yes, he's top 10 material because he's changed the landscape. But, all right,
But
we
why
got
is
it.
I
go
gotta
ahead.
get you off the air, because how can you evaluate that in a list of top whatever when it's outside the ring? I thought that all that was considered inside the ring.
I agree with you, but I think that's what I agree with. They're not going to come out and say that's what they did, but for
Right.
Cody to be in the top 10, I think you have to put what he has done for wrestling with the creation of AEW on it.
Okay.
That's all I'm. But this show has went a little longer than we expected, but we want to thank everyone for joining us. And if you're listening to us on anywhere you can listen to your podcast, please like, share, comment on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please 5-star review. We would greatly
And if you're
appreciate
listening to us on YouTube, just remember on YouTube, there is a bell. There's a little punch that bell, punch those notifications so that you know when we're going live.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Also, if you listen to us on Anchor, please support us. Please help us become better so we can do things like what I'm about to announce right now. Guys, we have been dropping little hints about this for weeks and little nuggets here and there. And I know a lot of our followers have already joined the group, but here's the announcement. In October, we will be launching the Pinfall Productions Network, a pop culture podcast network that will feature shows like The Paradigm Shift, the revised and re-editioned The Huddle podcast featuring myself, Brandon Randall, William Morgan, discussing everything NFL and XFL. You will see a special show from our very own Gene Pollard. I'm sorry, the Crippler will be getting his own show.
And the Moose
Mr.
too.
Rob Weary will be joining us with his show, talking everything pop culture. Mr. William Morgan will be there with Nerdvana.
Or what's the
And
new name?
Oh, yeah. What's the new name, Will?
The Geek Gauntlet.
The Geek Gauntlet. So come run the gauntlet with Mr. Morgan every Saturday on the Pinfall Network. And also a revamped edition of the very own Dungeon will be making an appearance on Pinfall with a new format similar to Beat the Geeks. We have these and tons more content coming for you guys. Please subscribe to the Pinfall Productions page on YouTube. Subscribe to the group on Facebook. We're going to be putting out content daily. Every evening, there will be one show or another. There will be more information coming on this. We will be launching sometime in October. We will have that date for you very, very soon. So please go join as a member of the Pinfall Productions on Facebook so you can keep in the loop. And again, Betty Pack, congratulations on your prize.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And join us next week as we dive into the world of wrestling once again with these great men beside me as they zoom in on my face.
And as Kingpin says, the mustache.
No. It's not a mullet. I have a full goatee now, sir. Full
Don't
goatee.
Hey, real quick, don't forget about the building fund, y'all. Don't forget.
But please stay tuned for all
The
this.
Pancake Gospel Breakfast will be at Sunday at 11.
We're debuting a new episode of the Huddle Podcast, discussing all the action from the first week of the NFL very soon.
Yep.
So stay tuned. We appreciate all y'all joining us tonight. Thank you. Y'all have a great night.
Peace.
Good night, everybody.